time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
and Badass Slingshots.
So what do you do when you've completely redefined the way bows are engineered? When you've reached the pinnacle and the band starts playing your victory song, you start a revolution out of thin air. Introducing the all-new PSE Carbon Air, engineered with true carbon technology to be the lightest high-performance bow in the world. Experience PSE. Experience performance.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
Hey, we're back for another Up North Journal minicast, and we're sitting here at Spot Shooters Archery parking lot during Bowfest 2010, watching it rain and talking about trapping.
Absolutely. You know,
Literally, we were talking about trapping.
right, literally. And you know what? Looking in the water puddles, I think it actually stopped raining finally.
Yeah, maybe we can set some water traps now.
Yeah, no kidding. So
they've got them going on over here.
Yeah, they do.
So we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
This could take off on a bad run here real quick.
Very bad. But we got Randy again.
Yeah, he was at the National Trapping Convention down in Kalamazoo here. Randy, give us a rundown of what you saw this year.
Lots and lots of traps.
Well, that's very insightful. That'll do it for this minicast. Oh, we're getting a little chippy now.
Yeah, we are. Someone needs some sleep.
Yeah. No, it was a good time, and it wasn't as. Well,
last year was in Escanaba, right?
No, 2 years ago.
Oh, that was
Escanaba.
2 years.
Last year, I think it was in Pennsylvania or New York.
Okay.
It travels. It travels around the country.
Okay.
Next year is in Illinois.
All right.
So Clint Turner, get ready. It's coming your way.
It's coming to Clint Turner's way. So
our buddy down in Illinois. So you can. I know he's doing some coyote trapping down there. So.
Yeah, he's got an issue with those. So yeah, definitely.
So what did you see that caught your eye? I mean, I know trap conventions go. We talked a bit. It's kind of pretty much the same run as what we'd seen 2 years ago. But what did you find new and exciting and eye catching?
There's a company out of Michigan called Assure Set. And it's a trap. I forget how they call it, but it's for your 110s and it's for your conibear traps. It's a system where you can take the clamp and clamp it to your 110, and it's basically a piece of square tubing that's got a lock nut, and you secure your trap to the square tubing, and then you can take that square tubing and put it on any kind of stick or log a stick or pipe or anything, and you can set your 110s at different levels.
Oh, okay.
So you can have everything set up, have everything ready to go, and you just grab it, shove it in the ground, and once it's in the ground, if you find that your muskrat hole or whatever you're trapping with your conibears is not set right, you can just loosen the lock nuts, slide it up and down the post that you have, and then lock the lock nuts down, and you're ready to rock and roll. So it's something that would take 5 or 10 minutes to do with a regular conibear to get it just right. Once you have it on the post, it takes you literally seconds to put it in the system. But that system's been around for a while. But what he has now is he's taken hit that system and welded rod coming off of it. So it doesn't hold a trap, but it actually will hold your bait. So for muskrats, you can take an apple or some kind of attract it and shove it on the piece of wire that's on this post, and so you could have that in a foothold, and you'd be back in business. So that was pretty cool. And then he had the same type system with a piece of wire that kind of set off at a V, so you can have the holding system on a post, and you can have a foothold trap sitting on top of it, so you don't have to modify any traps. You just take the Sure Set adapter, put it on a post, and then you just take your foothold trap and throw it on there.
So it's all on this mounting system. That way, like you said, you don't have to modify the traps.
Yep. And you can have, if you buy a bunch of these systems, you can have them right on the post. Have the post ready to go. You shove the post in. If you're using the footholds, slap your foothold on there, and
away you
literally 30 seconds at a set instead of minutes.
Okay, gotcha. Now, you were talking to me earlier today. You were talking about something with the dog-proof traps. There was something you were asking me about that you found there. Explain to them what you're talking about.
Coon caps. What it is the problem that with dog-proof traps is it's not the incidental catches anymore, because with trapping coons with foothold traps, the problem you have is incidental catches. Well, even with counterweights, you have incidental catches. Well, what happened was the industry is kind of going towards dog-proof traps, which is basically just a tube with the catching mechanism kind of inside the tube, but it's only about as big enough for the size of a coon to get their hand down in.
Right.
So it's not like a dog could just walk in and put his paw in there. Well, what they were finding was you'd put your bait inside the tube, set the trap, and then they were finding mice were getting inside eating the lure, and then the trap would go off when the mouse would hit it, and you'd catch mice instead of other incidental catches.
Nice.
So there was a company that it's Coon Caps, I think is what it was called, and it's just a piece of plastic that fits inside the trap. The nice thing about it is that it's longer on one side than the other, so you can set all your dog-proof traps at home, put the caps inside of it, everything's good to go, and they're not going to go off because the cap's in there. So you pull those out, you take the cap, you flip it over to the smaller side, it goes inside into the trap, shove it in the ground, secure it down, and you're ready to rock and roll.
Oh, okay.
And then the way it's set up is because of the bigger side of the cap is sitting out, it's top heavy, so the coon can come over, just knock it out of the way with his paw, go down into there, and they get
Caught.
They get their trap trapped.
They get trapped. Now, I heard a little rumor here earlier that the season hadn't started yet, but you're actually already on the board. I want to know about this trap line that you already started running.
So the kids and I, the kids want to get outdoors a little more this year. They want to go with Dad. So I told them we'll go duck hunting this year, and after we went to the trapping convention, they want to run a trap line with Dad.
All right.
So okay, fine. We'll run a trap line. I wasn't expecting to run it as early as I did, but we were in the shed and kind of cleaning things around, and we found a chipmunk and some mice that are inside the shed, which now was, hey, Dad, can we set some traps? So, and actually it was really good training for him, because we made the box, we secured the trap, and it was a rat trap, so we put the rat trap on the board, made a box for it, everything was good. The one stipulation was we have to check it every day. You have to check it every day, just like we do regular traps. And every day, Dad, we got to check it. And some days we were checking twice a day. And I had a feeling it was a mouse, because the bait that we were using was being eaten, but the trap wasn't being set off. So I figured it was the mouse and not the chipmunk that was getting in there. And this morning, we went out and checked the trap, and sure enough, it was a mouse. He jumped across and went to jump back, and when he jumped back, it
got him.
It didn't work out so well for him. So they were all pretty excited. They actually, Nolan wanted to skin it out, and I'm like, buddy, you know what? We'll use that for coyote bait.
So now the Duncans now are putting up mouse fur.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. To keep your pinkies warm in the wintertime.
That's
All right.
nice.
And the company's called American Coon Cap is what I was talking about. The website's AmericanCoonCap.com to see what that's all about. And I can see that being a real asset to guys that are using dog-proof.
Absolutely.
Or to trappers that are using dog-proof traps.
All right, so make sure you get over to that website, check it out, and getting ready for trapping seasons. Hit your local little shops and events that are around the area. It's not going to be long. We're going to be out in the field, whether it's hunting, some late season fishing, or doing some trapping or waterfowling.
Absolutely.
Oh, and it's nice. Those things come in multiple colors there too.
Yes, yeah, they go from hot pink to blue, reds, greens, blacks, browns, oranges. The other nice thing is he had modified the ones he had at the trapping convention. He actually drilled a hole through it, put a fishing swivel and 50-pound braided line on it, and hooked it to the bottom of the trap. So when the coon would knock it out of there, it's only going 5 or 6 inches, which is nice because if you don't have them secure and you're on the bank of a river, they knock it out of the water, it goes into the river. Because these things float, your coon cap's going floating down the river.
Going down the river.
You get your catch, but your coon cap's gone. Where
Nice.
drilling a hole, putting a swivel through it, hooking it to your trap is real nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, and these multicolor ones for folks that aren't trapping state land. When you're trapping in a cornfield or something, it's nice to have that bright color to see.
Oh, yeah, that's a
what's
good idea,
going
too.
on.
Got to imagine it's a sight attractant for the coon too.
Yeah, I can see that to being a real good asset to
Curiosity.
And the white ones kind of look like marshmallows, and that's a real good bait. At least from what I've had good luck with marshmallows.
Good old marshmallows.
Hey, they work. That's what I've used to do some raccoon trapping on some problem raccoons in attics.
Use marshmallows.
Marshmallows and peanut butter. It works really well.
There you go.
I've had less incidental catches with marshmallows than I've had with using other like fish type baits.
All right. Cool.
Right on. So, all right. Well, make sure you guys get out there and check out that website if you're interested in that, and get out there and get ready for trapping season.
Absolutely.
That'll do it for this minicast.
This episode was brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows.
Cabela's,
Antler Action.
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls.
Family Traditions Tree Stands.
And Badass Slingshots.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe until next week on the Up North Journal.